We have witnessed this over the course of the past, I don't know, maybe 15 years, that Bitcoin and other forms of cryptocurrency have been in existence. First, it was insufficient in size, and it was disregarded as a result. To this point, we've arrived to a situation in which the states of the markets are disintegrating. This escape valve is available to you in the sense that, okay, if you want to print more money, then this thing is going to go parabolic. Bitcoin is demonstrating that it is very susceptible to the inverse of policy that is implemented by governments and central banks throughout the world. A smoke alarm is what it is, by the way. It is pretty obvious to us. They are unable to shut it down since it is traded on a global scale. And so now we have arrived at the situation where, Americana has now permitted a Bitcoin exchange traded fund, the ETF. This is to enable the largest traditional financial managers to make their choice, but Bitcoin is transformed into a financialized asset, and hopefully it will convince people who just want to put their money in here. The value of your money may go up or down, but at least I know that your dollars, euros, yen, yuan, or whatever else you have is still safely stored within the system. And then in the event that the government or the central bank need to locate a pot of money to debase, it is still sitting right here, and it has not escaped. Therefore, I believe that beginning in June of last year, the Securities and Exchange Commission, finally and all of a sudden decided that BlackRock was the suitable BlackRock Fidelity. All of the other individuals who had obtained their licenses or approvals to begin trading exchange-traded funds, IS, were able to begin trading these products 6 months later, where the Winklevi, I believe, launched their first application in 2013, right? Furthermore, it is evident that they are following in Hong Kong. We must recognize them as pioneers. It's a good thing for them. They presumably paid legal costs and spent umpteen hundreds of millions of dollars trying to get this thing to go to the Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission in order to get a spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund. I don't know how they did it. In addition, I am going to suppose that within the next several months, there will also be one posted there. Consequently, if you are a Chinese citizen or a person living in that region of the world, there will be a government-sponsored vehicle that will allow you to invest in Bitcoin. A daring warning was recently communicated by Arthur Hayes, in which he suggested that the price of Bitcoin may skyrocket to $1 million as a result of a probable catastrophe in the banking industry in the United States. It is his opinion that the financial sector is on the verge of receiving a rescue by the government. In such a scenario, Bitcoin would emerge as one of the top possibilities for individuals who are looking for a safe haven from the crisis. The value of Bitcoin may experience a huge boost as a result of the increasing demand for it. Recently, Hayes gave an interview in which he underlined the revolutionary nature of cryptocurrencies. He emphasized the fact that cryptocurrencies make it possible for individuals to safely keep and access their money without having to rely on centralized authorities. He was also able to watch the change in the government's stance toward cryptocurrency, which had previously been one of ignoring it, but is now making an effort to regulate it. Bitcoin continues to be resilient and serves as a safe haven asset against vulnerabilities in traditional monetary systems, despite the efforts that have been made to overcome these challenges. I mean, I am aware that each and every one of us believes that we are exceptional and one of a kind, but the circumstance that we are currently in, which is an empire that is overly indebted, is not a new one. Every single significant empire that has ever existed in the history of human civilization has reached this point, meaning that they have used up all of the simple ways to increase their output, and they have then turned to printing money in order to make up the gap. Consequently, the American empire that has existed for the previous 8 years has not changed at all. The only thing that is different this time, which is why being in crypto is so exciting, is that for the first time in human history, we have a chance as people who are not the elites running everything to escape the inevitable breakdown or shifting of the global architecture. And this is the one thing that makes crypto so fascinating. So in the past, you might have had gold, but you should know that it is really difficult to shift gold. It's a damned hefty thing. It's extremely clear that you are in possession of it. You will typically be required to hire some, such as banks or security guards, or even anyone armed with firearms, clubs, or anything else may be necessary. In addition, the government typically possesses larger firearms and beer clubs, exactly the same. In other words, it is simple for them to seize your belongings On the other hand, I am now able to store my private key in my head thanks to cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in particular. I am able to recall a mnemonic phrase consisting of 24 words and unlock my Bitcoin wallet from any location where I have a device that is connected to the internet. For this reason, I am able to store in my brain assets that are worth either $1 or $1 trillion combined. In addition, no one is aware of the amount of money that you possess or do not possess, which is the first time in the history of humanity that we are able to avoid the inevitable shift that will occur in the functioning of the global economy. Because of this, we are in the process of developing a completely new financial architecture that is based on the grassroots level and is being built from the ground up. This is because we have the power to ultimately escape and to divorce money from the government. And it is really fascinating to watch all of these extremely intelligent individuals all over the world who basically all you need to do is read read the white paper, understand a little of code and the economics item, and you will be able to develop your own exchange, whatever it is that you want to make. This is something that can be done by anyone, including a political system, a voting system, and a decentralized autonomous group. It won't set you back a significant amount of money. It is nothing more than a matter of time and work. In addition, you now have the opportunity to participate in a whole new financial system. On account of the viral nature of the internet and the flow of data in this manner, there has never been a time in the history of humanity when a single person has been able to bring about such a significant change from the perspective of a single individual to a large number of people. Therefore, this is the reason why it is so fascinating. It is a similar setting, but when it comes to the typical individual who wants to do something new with their lives, the conclusion is different. According to my understanding of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is nothing more than money. Even though I am aware that the Ethmaxes most likely disagree with me, I am of the opinion that Bitcoin is the most superior kind of cryptographic currency that we have developed up to this point to date. Moreover, this is due to the fact that the Bitcoin community places a higher value on monetary matters than anything else, and so it should come as no surprise that the Bitcoin blockchain is capable of performing a great deal more tasks if particular Bitcoin enhancement protocols were activated. Exactly. However, there is a large number of security problems, which opens up the possibility of an attack vector. As a result, everyone is quite traditionalist now. The fact that we want Bitcoin to be the most difficult money ever produced is perfectly acceptable. And indeed it is. Among all cryptocurrencies, it has the highest market cap. Simply having money does not mean that you do not require a complete financial system. This is a necessity that cannot be ignored. Additionally, there are a number of additional layer 1 blockchains that are attempting to become the decentralized version of the internet. These blockchains include Ethereum. Now, they might have coins that are deflationary in terms of issue, and the price might go parabolic as a result. When everything is said and done, however, these ecosystems will give more weight to the fact that they are a part of being a computer than they will to being money. Ethereum is a fantastic illustration of this. During the year 2016, when the DAO was hacked, there was a prototype venture capital fund that was established by budget thieves. For those who are unaware, this fund was basically created. Furthermore, I believe that they were able to raise a total of 150 million United States dollars worth of Ethereum at the time, making it the greatest crowdfunding effort ever in the history of humanity at that time. It goes without saying that their code was a complete and utter failure, and that someone was able to execute it in a manner that was different from what they had.